Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you're watching another live edition of the LockerGnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of geek news, product views, and answers that you can use, like an answer to the question, Chris, why are you a minute late in this live stream? It's because I was A, showering, and B, before I was showering, I was revamping chris.pirillo.com. This has been my blog for quite some time, and I'm not done yet. I'm just working with the stock 2014 theme direct from WordPress, since that's currently what I'm using as the base. Even though I have a Tumblr and all that other stuff, the blog I think is still valuable enough, although I haven't really been thrilled with its design lately. So take a look at the blog right now if you want. It's responsive theme. Look at that. You can scroll through and see all the latest fun stuff that we've posted in the vlog, and I'm not thrilled with the way things are kind of formatted right now, so it's kind of still a work in progress. However, it is, as I said, a responsive theme, so you should hopefully enjoy that. So I've got a minor update coming down the pike in conjunction with John Prosser. John from Front Page Tech, which is I swear to God, he is there are a lot of funny people in tech, but I love what he's doing with Front Page Tech. I want to be working with him. I actually want to work with other YouTubers as well to kind of help them get going. Because John's been going for a while. He happened to be a patron, one of the 927 as of today. You can become a patron too. Head over to chrispirillo.com. And yes, PayPal is accepted. And we're almost at 1,000. That's when we have to announce baby Pirillo's name and the sex. So that means I got to start registering domain names and everything. This is going to be fun. So anyway, John has been the one who's producing OMG in this YouTube channel, and I gotta tell you, I mean, even though it's completely different from the kind of stuff that I think most people would subscribe to, in the sense of what kind of channel we are, like Geek Lifestyles, I think OMG is really, more than anything, a different look at these things that we use every day. Using technology, like we access Facebook or Instagram or anything else we might lampoon. It's just a fun take on these tools and services that are big and popular and always in the news, at least as far as tech news is concerned. Facebook, Instagram, etc., etc. So the Facebook one, that the OMG that John did, I always give things the Diana test. If Diana doesn't laugh, it's not funny. No, I'm serious. Well, that was a fake laugh. You can't pretend to... That was a fake. I know your fake laugh and your real laugh, but she was guffawing. Yeah. Chortling, honestly. There's two words that you probably just learned from me today. Giggle and chortle. Did I... No, I'm sorry. Guffaw and chortle.
Even my belly was shaking.
Well, it's because you're pregnant.
Oh, I was laughing that hard.
She was laughing pretty hard. And so I love the OMG series. I love the way that's going, but I definitely want to keep doing more. TLDR is, of course, rolling forward as well. So that's the reason why I'm running a little late today. Just some brief updates. Let me go ahead and turn this off. I'm getting used to this new screen. This is just the second day with it, so I'm not quite... I may just keep it on during the broadcast until I get to the midway point and then play through to give people credit. Everything should be going okay on the live stream. If the audio is still hiccuping, let me know. Here's a product view for you. A Shadow Trooper. I'm sorry, not just a Shadow Trooper. A Shadow Stormtrooper. Basically like a black Stormtrooper. And I don't know if you guys knew that a Shadow Stormtrooper even existed. It does. And I finally have it. I'll be putting it on my Stormtrooper shelf. It gave me an idea. I was kind of kicking around this idea when I was talking to Linus Sebastian last night. Or the other night. And I've been thinking about doing, just a dedicated... I know I did Star Scores for a brief while. And maybe it will be kind of sci-fi-ish things. But I'm thinking about just a Star Wars stuff show. I know, it sounds silly. Star Wars stuff. The show. There's so much Star Wars stuff out there. You know, what trips my trigger? What's on my radar? And I know there are a lot of other Star Wars fans out there. But it would be basically a video, maybe once a week. And I'm thinking about launching that as a separate Patreon campaign, if only because I would want to work with other people. And it's difficult to kind of maintain splits and everything. So, a Star Wars show about stuff. And so instead of me saying, oh, I got this, and here's why, and TLDR, it would be in a separate Star Wars show. Anyway, I think it's a good idea. It's a fun idea. There are other bits of news in the galaxy that I have come across, really interesting things. Google Play Services has been updated to 5.0. If you're on Android, you've probably already been updated and you had no idea it was even updated. And with it comes an array of new features, of things that you probably aren't really that interested in. It's really an update that would benefit those who are developing for Android. And as I've said before, the value of Google Play services and the way Google is positioning it against the landscape of Android devices is very, very smart. It was the right way to go. So the next time you hear someone complain about fragmentation or an Android device not having the latest version of Android, that's not as big a deal as it used to be, because what Google decided to do was basically push massive updates and infrastructure updates for Android down the pike using Google Play services. It's kind of, I hesitate to say it's a Trojan horse. That's the wrong word to use. What I mean is that it's there. It's always up to date, no matter which version of Android you're running. It kind of keeps people up to speed and keeps Google able to push updates out even when carriers and OEMs aren't necessarily moving as quickly as Google would like them to. So Google Play Services 5.0 is out. An acquisition yesterday. This is fascinating. WiGig. Now, you've heard of Wi-Fi, right? Wi-Fi. There's something called WiGig IEEE 802.11ad. 802.11ad. This is going to become a new, they're working on basically a new standard for wireless networking coming down the pike. It was basically acquired by Qualcomm. They bought the technology to enable this in Qualcomm-enabled devices. Near-gigabit speeds wirelessly. Now, this isn't a gigabit speed that you'd be able to network across the house. It would be more like gigabit speeds within the range of about 12 feet. So like Bluetooth range, gigabit speeds. Fantastic. Amazing. I cannot wait. I love that. I mean, who says, "Nah, my internet's going too fast. This networking thing is just not working out for me. I'm really not." Ow.
What?
I hurt my jaw.
Uh-oh.
That's what I get for talking.
Yeah,
Like, kind of
lockjaw?
pinched I pinched a nerve up here. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to talk for the rest of the broadcast. That hurt. It really did hurt. Anyway, the links for this and other things you are welcome to ignore in this video description. A selfie leads to an arrest in Spokane, Washington. Stolen items were returned to the owner. Listen, you people who are probably not watching this video, if you're going to steal something, don't take pictures with that device. Because they're too stupid to know that, it's sending images out to God knows where. So I don't think anybody watching this broadcast would ever steal a device. But I'm just saying, if you were to, think that you could get away with it, yeah, it's not going to happen. I think it's funny to see criminals be embarrassed this way. I think that's, a perfect punishment. I think for the rest of their lives, they'll be branded as the moron who got arrested for taking a selfie. Embarrassment works for me. Some kid, he was rude, and I was nice back to him. He was rude. He says, "Why do you look fat?" I'm like, I waited up all night for this comment. Thank you. You've made the internet a better place by, saying this. I hope you have a nice day.
Yeah.
Why do people why do they gotta say that? Why do they think it's their right to judge just because they have an internet connection?
They say it to me, too.
Yeah, but you're pregnant. You're supposed to be pregnant. I'm not. Well, anyway, just stop pointing out the obvious.
You're not bad.
Yeah, I am, hon. I'm kind of chunky. And you know what? You know how I kind of get over those feelings when I feel down on myself?
By opening packages.
Sent to us by somebody. Whoa! Probably one of the first Shakespeare-esque written books that I want to actually dive into. It's Shakespeare Star Wars hardcover. Let's see if I can find out who sent this. I'm not sure. Doesn't really say.
Oh.
Okay, well, thank you. I've never been a Shakespeare fan at all. Shakespeare confuses me. But knowing what I know about Star Wars, it's going to be a lot easier to read along in Shakespeare-esque. And Shakesbench? What's the Shakespearean language? And don't say English, because I hate to tell you. Let's see if you guys can catch who's saying this. If I can find a good one. I'm trying to find a good line, interactive lines or something like that, where people can figure out what's going on. Here, hon, you come over here and then you read one side, I'll read the other.
No.
Baby, it'll be fun. Trust me. Baby, you gotta trust me. Hun, we gotta do the Shakespeare thing. Come on, baby. It's really good.
This is your... I don't want to take away from your...
You're not taking away, you're enhancing. You're like salt on top of my...
and you're a snail.
I wasn't gonna go there. I was thinking more along the lines of, like, pasta or something like that. Be thou not surprised, for well thou know'st a mercy mission this was not this time. Thine innocent appearance doth disguise a heart with revolution at its core. Aye, several transmission were there beamed unto the ship by rebel spies. I want to know what happened to the plans they sent. And prither, speak thou well, or speak thy last. For fairer necks than thine my hand hath crushed. Thine idle threat is meaningless to me. My neck, my tongue, my mouth. These instruments of speech have not the power to relate the knowledge that thou seekest. For certain 'tis I know nothing of what thou ask of me, for I am but a member of the great imperial senate, bound for Alderaan on mission diplomatic. Nay, thou liest.
That was good.
Who was that? Who was talking there?
I don't know, but you made it sound very interesting.
Do you guys, can you tell me who was talking? Come on. The clues were obviously dropped. Droppeth?
Drop.
They were droppeth. I'm not sure who sent this.
Weren't you like in a reading contest thing?
Oh yeah, an expository. Dude, this would have been perfect. For Speech Squad in high school, I totally would have done Shakespearean Star Wars. God, that would have been so wonderful. I would have gone to All-State. I would have gone national with that.
Yeah.
So now I have the first one, and they have the Empire striketh back as well as a follow-up. There's a product view I don't think anybody was expecting. There, okay, now we need a meme. This is gonna be the meme for the day, like, readeth Shakespeare in Star Wars E's. I don't know, that was stupid. I gotta think about the lines when I do the meme things. Memedad.com. Easiest. You know what? I need to find someone who could make our own meme site, making it easier for the community. Yeah. I'm sure there's like an open source thing available, but, you know, because I can't develop like that, but it'd be cool. So.
Oh, I just realized you're a slug, not a snail.
Oh.
Salt slug.
Okay, glad you clarified that.
Doesn't salt dissolve slugs?
Yeah. And snails.
Oh, okay.
Either one. Thank you. A Reddit ban leaves esports site OnGamers fighting for survival. Apparently they cheated. And their whole velocity behind this website, OnGamers, talking about esports, it was all driven by Reddit traffic. And so they kind of gamed the system and have been banned for a year. So there have been a lot of people who have been fired from the website because it's pretty much decimated their traffic. Like half their traffic came from Reddit. Overnight, gone, off the map. So they're kind of scrambling. One thing I've learned, don't really rely on any one resource for everything. Or you know, if it's 50% of something you do, that you're putting yourself in a bad position, you should be working on building up other, you know, streams and legs to stand on. So yeah, a Reddit ban. That's horrible for them. I don't engage Reddit. I guess I'm smarter than that because I know they're smarter than me. I like reading Reddit, you know, threads and everything because it's fascinating, really. But, you know, beyond that, I'm like, I don't want to dive into this because some of these people hate me. Like, hate me. Hate leads to anger. Anger leads to fear. Fear leads to the prequels. What the was that? All right. So, cool little website from Google. Smarty pins. So, you go to this URL, and you can play inside of Google Maps, and they basically show you trivia. And they say, where was, you know, this horse raised and then did this thing. And then you take the Google pin and you try to find the place where it was, the bit of trivia happened. So it's teaching geography, trivia, having you interact with Google Maps. I played around. I only got one right. I never promised that I knew a lot. I never said that at all. Matt Palmer asks if I wonder if something is in there, but I'm not going to repeat that because Matt said something that I probably should not repeat even on the YouTubes. How do I turn this on? Do I have to rub it a certain way?
There you go.
Okay, let me go ahead and kick in The presentation, by the way, if you are $25 or on up patron, you'll get your name here. But I don't update this until the 5th of the month after some patrons have cleared, because some people are declined and some people, don't get hit the first time for their pledges. So be sure that you're active on your Patreon account. VeriCoin.info, still one of our top patrons. Also, one of our top patrons, Bob. You've met him in the vlog before. I posted one of his videos this morning for Movie, the software that allows you to more easily take video from your GoPro and upload it by way of an Android tablet and their software to the internet without being connected to anything. So it was absolutely bloody fantastic. Bloody. There we go. I did that for the UK people. Huh? You bloody like that? Huh? You want some spotted dick? I don't. Honey, it's a thing. You eat it. You're supposed to eat spotted dick. I swear it's a thing.
Oh, it is?
Well, not in America. You could buy it in America. I don't know if I'd be wanting to. Don't ever. I don't. That's one thing I do not want to try. Would you like some spotted dick? No. Thank you. I'm good on the whole spotted dick thing. You can Google that, and I'm sure some wacky things will show up. But if you're from the UK, it's a pudding.
Oh, I like pudding.
Yeah, but it's called spotted dick. You can't call it pudding.
Oh.
You can't, because you have to say you just put spotted dick in your mouth. Dude, it's the UK thing. I know some people, oh, you're so dirty. You're so dirty. Well, I'm just trying to be culturally sensitive, folks. I'm trying to teach people how to bridge the gap between the people who live in the UK and love the things that we do, and they love their spotted dick over there. Americans just don't know how to enjoy spotted dick. That's the problem. Heinz makes spotted dick. Hang on. You guys aren't going to believe me. They don't believe me. Every time I go off on this stuff, they honestly don't believe me. Hang on. Spotted dick. Recipe. All right, let's look up the recipe for spotted dick. Honey, I'm serious. You can even Google it.
I just picture like a cookies and cream.
You need half a cup of mixed currants and golden raisins. Currants and golden raisins or other assorted dried fruit. Half a teaspoon of finely grated fresh lemon zest. Suet pastry dough. Is that sweet? Sweat. Okay, so apparently you need to have sweat when you eat spotted dick. This is what it said. Huh, hand to God. Okay, I don't want to interrupt the names back here. But custard sauce, that's the base, custard. So now your name could be there. Let me just show you. I'm not lying here. This is the spotted dick. Sweat. See, there we go. Sweat pastry dough for spotted dick. Look, this is the dick. That's what spotted dick looks like. I'm on Epicurious right there. And it's, look, spotted dick. Can you see that? There's
It looks yummy.
Spotted dick.
We should try some.
It's raisins and bread, Matt Bodell says.
Oh, I love raisins and bread.
Lol. That's what he said. He even threw in a lol. Betcha no one was expecting Shakespeare and spotted dick in today's TLDR. Boy, they got a handful. Patron Earle Greene sent a link to this, and this was actually on my radar as well, but I thought it was interesting to talk about. The call for a ban on Google Glass in UK cinemas. All UK cinemas, apparently. And this does not come to a surprise to me. So my question is Google Glass dead? I mean, the only people who seem to like it are the explorers. And it just seems to have caused more questions and concern than it has interest, beyond the initial point where it was released. And I think Google Glass it was a great idea. I just don't know if society was ready for it. So I'm going to come out and say that Google Glass is probably not going to be around for too much longer. I don't think it's going to take off. I really don't. I think it's time to retire Google Glass. Never had one. It's not sour grapes. I wanted one. I would love to wear one around the house to record video, right?
Yeah.
That, because then I can put on the glasses and just record video at home. People freak out in public. They freak out when we do this. Can we put you in our vlog? Huh? Yeah. Can I see your spotted dick? There's a screenshot. I can't let it go. I've got to let go of the spotted dick. I just can't. Yeah. Am I done? Have I beaten the dead horse now?
Yes.
Her laughter. It trails. That's how you know the horse is now dead. Hackers have infiltrated power grids in the U.S. and Spain. Buenos ding dong diddly dia, senor. Yikes. That's dangerous. I mean, you want to talk about losing everything? Power. What happens when you go off the grid? No power? Yikes. Well, on the one hand, you lose all the power, right? And then you can't do anything because all the power's out. But on the other hand, I'm just kind of thinking through the bonus here. On the other hand, this could spike generator sales. We have a generator, an electrical generator connected to the house. So we're powered by natural gas. So I basically have to fart for until the power comes back on.
You could do that.
I could. You power me with enough garlic, I'll do it. Or spotted dick. That might give me gas as well. You know what keeps me from the spotted dick?
Raisins.
The raisins. That's where I draw the line. So, anyway, another upside is that the power bill. You won't have to pay the power bill because the power is down. Power's out.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm not saying I'm going to welcome any kind of power grid hacking or anything like that. But I'm just saying, for every positive or for every negative, you got to you got to make lemonade out of lemons, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Global warming. This is a big issue, right? It gets hot, but on the upside, nobody gets snowed in anymore.
Yeah.
Alaska becomes a summer destination. I'm just saying, you really have to think you through some of these things. You think, oh, it's horrible. You can think through it. Mm-hmm. You can find positivity out of the negativity that some people want to cast into the world, like hacking power grids. I think their intelligence could be used in other areas. Yeah. Other than to helping, I like the white hackers. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that white hat hackers, those who find holes and to close them. Because there's black hat, known as black hat and white hat.
Yeah.
I don't make these things up. The good guys and the bad guys, or the good girls and the bad girls.
I'm starting to not believe you.
What? I'm serious.
With this spotted dick and white hat stuff.
Please, do not. I just want to throw this out there. If you have a spotted dick, do not post a picture and tweet us on Twitter.
Oh, baby.
That was too far.
That was too far.
Too far. Hackers have infiltrated a headline that I just read. No, I was trying to salvage the fact that I was... Pixotale. This is a cool little app from Seattle, or not from the city. Developers here in Seattle, they worked at Microsoft at one point. They've got a new app for iOS called Pixotale. It's allowing you to basically build stories with relative ease inside an iOS app, either the iPad or the iPhone. But if you've collected a series of images and we're looking for a different way of presenting those images to friends and family, Pixotale may be the app for you. And it's free. It's a free app. It's absolutely worth trying. HTC has posted an 80% increase over the same period last year. This is big news. We all thought, well, not all of us. Some of us thought that HTC was going to be in dire straits this year, but it looks like the M8 turned it around. Having played with the M8 finally, I gotta say that it is was absolutely a very, 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 very compelling Android experience, even with HTC's experience layered on top of the M8. It took everything that I liked in the One, kept that. I don't know if they necessarily addressed every single issue that I had with the One, but the M8 worked well enough. I don't know, maybe Gary Oldman is to thank. That he's the one in the blah, 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 blah. The commercial you've seen? No, you don't watch commercials. Blah, 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 blah. I could sit here and tell you about the M8, but you can probably just read what people are saying about it on the internet. You want to talk about phoning it in. That was it, because he had a phone, the M8. Anyway, so HTC posted an 80% increase over the same period last year. I just unboxed, or unbagged, this. It is an Excel cable that will allow me to connect this screen to the computer that's connected to. So now I can connect it. I've already connected it. But the value of this is that I don't have to go through a conversion box. So I got this on Amazon. It has arrived. But I've already got it connected, so I don't know if there's really a value in connecting this to the computer, or this to the monitor and the computer. I'll try it. I'll swap it out to see if it improves anything. I mean, this is already, it's a great screen. I'm getting everything that I need. Full resolution, full speed, and everything. But it may be worth a shot because this mini DisplayPort to DisplayPort 1.2 audio video cable is, well, it's designed for DisplayPort 1.2. So, theoretically, I could get a cleaner connection. Yeah, theoretically, we'll see. I don't know how well it would work, if it would work differently than going from the cable that the monitor came with into the conversion box. I'd imagine you might lose something. See, Matt Palmer asks why, and I think that's probably why. If I don't have to go through a conversion box, you've got potentially a cleaner signal. Everything's been working fine to this point, so I've got no complaints. But I would just be curious to know, does this work better? You know, are things, you know, cleaner, better, faster, you know, better? I don't know. I'll find out after this broadcast and after we do the special Q&A with you and me today. I do 5 of those every week. 4 of them are exclusive to patrons, and then 1 of them is in public. Today, patrons have been asking what I think about the new YouTube features that they're rolling out, and I'll be diving a little deeper into that. My blog post for patrons was talking about why I don't think the YouTube tip jar is going to be a huge boon that YouTube expects it to be. If you are a patron, I think a $5 on up patron a month, you can get the special blog posts, 1 of those a day, so you get 5 unique blog posts, an insight every week, not just random blog posts. This is my insight I'm giving, you know, to people. If you're a $5 patron on up, I think it's worth it. And someone even posted, they said, I think just these blog posts alone are worth being a patron, and I love hearing that. The myth of blowing into a Nintendo cartridge has been debunked. That never fixed anything. I don't know if you remember. You remember the Nintendo cartridges?
Yes.
I have one over there.
I know.
Do you know where it's at?
No.
Do you want me to get it? I'm going to get it. I'm going to get my NES cartridge right here, right now. Actually, I'm going to get both of them.
How
They're Lego bricks. Well, actually, just like Lego pieces put together, Lego bricks put together. Those are the NES cartridges there. I don't actually have any NES cartridges classic, but you'd take it out if it wasn't working, you go.
And then it would work.
Magically, it would work. No, it was a myth.
No, I still believe.
Well, it's been debunked. Boy, that would be blows in Lego Nintendo cartridges, talks about spotted dick. Now, I don't want to put spotted dick in here. I think I've already...
Why not? It sounds good.
So I'm going to go ahead and close out this particular live broadcast because I pretty much let it run its course. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, becoming a patron if you want to, and I really appreciate that. Give me your feedback on a separate Star Wars show. It would likely be a separate altogether because not everybody's interested in Star Wars necessarily, and I'm thinking about bringing in partners and actually applying it just to Star Wars stuff. Do not have a sponsor for the Mac Pro yet. I don't want to use patrons' funds for that because I have a team that I'm paying to help me do the things that I'm doing for you right now, and they come first. Sorry, people come before hardware every single time in my book. So thank you for all the support that you're giving. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and leave you to your own devices and prepare to do another live video exclusive to patrons in this very YouTube channel. We'll see you later.